it is your buddy, Peace and Harmony with you here today. Much love going out to all the beautiful, empowered harmonizers. And we are zooming in and focusing in a little bit more in depth on the covert narcissist. The individual who has a sense of entitlement, sort of a pathological self-grandiosity, and they tend to control or manipulate others not through what they do, what they give, what they say. It's what they don't do. It's what they don't say. It's what they don't give. And it leaves you always kind of not only wanting for more, but feeling and picking up on a quiet rage. On certain patterns of their behavior, it's not only bother you, it's not that you're too sensitive, it's that you're picking up on a manipulation. And when a covert narcissist tries to be too controlling, they're trying to control the outcome of a relationship. That becomes it creates a lot of tension with people. It could be a family member, or it could be in your workplace. But when people try to become overly controlling of an outcome, meaning trying to set you up and predict and control you, it's going to be taking away your freedom, your organic happiness, your organic life purpose. You're not going to be able to resonate in that. You're not going to be able to be yourself. And the minute that you do, that's when you're truly living your truth, your happiness, your joy, doing what excites you, that's where you're going to get the largest lambasting, the largest hits, the emotional slap in the face. That this individual will do something that's going to intimidate you. It's a quiet rage. And despite their feeling of superiority or authority, or maybe you've over-idealized them, you need to get real and perhaps look at not over-idealizing or putting this person in a position of authority over you, over your feelings. To be emotionally controlled by another is a form of trauma bond. And it's set up by the insecurity within them that they want to control all sorts of factors and going on, and the feeling that what they see is right and is so. But the problem is that it can create a sort of projection, and they don't see you or reality for who you are or what you are. They have an inability to listen. They can't listen to you or reality. They're going to always negate or minimize and to try to prove themselves right. I am right. This is this. Da, 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 da. In other words, there is no conversation. It's like they're essentially in a conversation with themselves. You feel like you can't get through to them. They have an energetic wall around them. It is a state of withholding of information, and it's a withholding of attention to you in an empathetic manner. So it's going to try to prove you wrong when you're not wrong, falsely accuse you, make you feel on edge. It's going to be very provoking in nature. So it's a quiet rage, and there's a sense of that they know what's right. They are the authority. They are the one who is controlling. So be very keen, now that you can kind of focus in the content of this video, to the fact that is this person trying to control the outcome, control how you feel, always be right, shut you down in your moments of happiness, and not really validate you for where you're at. It's like your reality is being negated. So that is really a withholding of proper attention. And these people, you just need to let them go. You can't, explain, because the minute you step into the boxing ring with them, you're setting yourself up for failure and further wounding. It's not going to come out pretty. It's going to be futile. So, you must become a tribe of one. You must have solidarity within, and you must recognize that these people who are covert narcissists, who have a quiet rage and want to control outcome, your communication, your experience, it's like you feel like you can't even have your own experience. They're just going to shut it down. So you have to say, okay, does this person have the authority to control me, or is that flawed thinking? to give someone else authority over you can be very, very dangerous. It can set you up in a state of fear, intimidation, feeling lost, dissociating, being stuck, feeling like you can't get educated, you can't get employed. I mean, it can run pretty deep. So you have to say, this person does not have authority over me or in my life. They have no authority in my life. I have authority in my life. My higher consciousness, my source, i.e. my connection to God, has authority in my life, and he makes my path straight. And it is not your understanding that makes my life or my path straight. It is the source. It is the infinite intelligence. However you want to call that, you will experience this at some time in your life, and frequently, to more degrees that you call on that truth within you. So it's, a viewer said so aptly, I love this comment, to thine own self be true. Amen to that. To thine own self be true. That is a that is a heralding, profound statement. Love you so much for the viewer who made that comment. It's like live in your heart, but to thine own self be true. So we're talking about some really key tenets that can help you to get away from and heal from these very abusive and emotionally manipulative people who will seek to hurt you. I mean, they're just, I call it, it's almost like when the S hits the fan, they just all of a sudden go off and you're like, wow, like their reactions are disproportionate to the situation at hand, and it's like an emotional face slap that just doesn't stop. So you need to just step aside, step away, go out, no contact. Don't, get into their the circle of their swing, because they're just going to be swinging. Don't step into the fist. Don't, it's like step away from the fan, literally. And so this is very unfortunate when others have to suffer from this. And I feel for you. So thank you so much for your inquiry. And I would just have you say that, also see within yourself that you don't need to prove yourself right, or what I call explain and justify yourself. You don't, you have a boundary, you have a limit, and to thine own self be true. Know that your boundary is strong. Don't draw it in the sand where it can be mushed over. Have it firm, like erected firm out of 3-foot steel. I mean, it is in place. Do yourself solid, make yourself a boundary, protect yourself, live on the side of good. Life will conspire to meet you there. You just need to declare it. And I hope that you are able to see and feel and know this, and then elevate your sense of human right so that you don't have to be victimized or treated in this way from a covert narcissist who is going to withhold proper attention and listening to you and giving you respect rather than trying to take from you all the time. It's a very, very much etheric experience. So in the privacy of this video, I hope you can identify that and identify how important it is for you to say, amen, this is my boundary. I'm on the side of good. I'm on the side of to thine own self be true and self-preservation. This is when your own common sense has to kick in and carry you through. And oftentimes that means saying no, not getting in the boxing ring, not discussing or having correspondence with this hurtful person. They will continue to flail. Let them flail onto someone else. You don't need to watch the train wreck. You don't need to be a gaper on their emotional outbursts. Switch the channel and find yourself an energetic match to the positive, the productive, and really taking care of yourself rather than going into a deep end, which oftentimes can be very deep in the stillness of a covert narcissistic manipulator. This is your buddy, peace and harmony with you here today, hoping that these videos do help. Please share and please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussion, and support.